welcome back to my channel, and welcome back to another episode of Looks That and Crooks. Period. Poo. Anyway guys, I have finished this look in my previous video. If you want to see that, I will link it up here for you guys if you would like to see that on the man who got betrayed by his friends. And that case taught us what? Treat. Pick your friends very wisely. Now, this case is a case of embezzlement. We are actually going to be visiting the country of Nigeria. Yet again, Nigeria, what's up? I don't know, but you guys' media is not working to you guys' advantage. Your media, anytime they're reporting, they're just reporting corruption. So anytime I type in corruption and embezzlement in Africa, it's just Nigeria I'm seeing. I'll try to do better. I'll try to do better, because I know you guys are not just the only ones, because I'm Kenyan and I know in Kenya they used to do the most clown shit. Anyway guys, without further ado, let's get right into this video. So today's case is about the case of the stolen millions. The money was actually stolen by, you will never guess it, they've not found the culprit, because although they know the identity of the culprit, they've not really been able to narrow down exactly who it could be. And you will see why as we go through this video. So for today's case, we have to first establish the good guy and the bad guy, because in every cop and robber case, there's always a cop and a robber. So for today's cop, we have the Senator Shehu Sunni, and that's who we're going to be discussing first before we discuss our robber. So who is Mr. Shehu Sunni, you might ask? Please don't come for me if I don't say his name correctly. Just correct me in the comment section. There's no need to be mean. There's no need to be mean. So Mr. Sunni was actually born on 29th of October in 1967 in Kaduna State. That is a state in Nigeria. He was actually born into a very, not wealthy family, but they were upper middle class to the point where they could afford to have a library in their house. I don't know the standards of wealth, but me in Kenya, when you guys have a library in your house, yeah, you're rich. You're done. Now, he had a library in his family home because his father used to be in the newspaper industry, and he actually used to print things for the government, etc. Well, he was basically into printing and books and etc and etc. You get what I mean? You get what I'm trying to say? Don't sit there and act like you don't get what I'm trying to say. Now, during the time that he was younger, Mr. Sunni would be encouraged by his father to read, and read he did. He would go into the family library and read works of, and a lot of the literary works, a lot of the works in the library were actually of leftist opinion. So leftist like policies and ideologies are like Karl Marx, etc, and socialism. So about equality and, you know, rights for the normal people, as opposed to like talking about the rich are usually, it's like very eat the rich kind of. But not always, not all the time. Sometimes it's just about like focusing on socialism and, you know, how everybody should be equal in society. Okay? It's not always eat the rich. He would stay in his family library a lot of his childhood, reading books, etc. And when he wasn't reading books, he was talking to his mother, who was actually the leader of the Women's Communist Party in Nigeria. The leader of a Women's Communist Party. Let me not say the, because it was not clear if it was the Women's Communist Party. But when he wasn't in the library, he was being taught about same leftist ideologies by his mother. So you can see that he was really coming from a family of people who thought everybody should be equal, everyone should have the same opportunities in this life, and, you know, the poor people should have the same opportunities as the rich people. So his foundations from a young age of fighting for the people and fighting for justice were laid when he was very young. He went to very good schools in Nigeria, and by the time he was finished in school, he knew that his choice or his path in this life was for helping the people of Nigeria, was to protect the people of Nigeria and push them towards a new era. You know what I mean? To make sure that the government stopped oppressing the people. And so he went and looked into getting into politics. And that's what he did. Now, during the time when he was in politics, he was jailed multiple times for treason. Treason is like offenses against the state. Sedition, I'm not sure what sedition is. I'll find the meaning and put it down here. But he was jailed multiple times because obviously if you're going to go and be talking about the government and people in government, people will not like it. And the people in government are the ones who are going to have you arrested. It doesn't matter if you're trying to say that what you're actually saying is true, you're not supposed to be saying that. You're supposed to be happy getting the scrums from their feet and just sleep knowing that you are lucky to be breathing the same Nigerian air as them. But because he wouldn't accept this, like I'm saying, he was jailed multiple times. I actually tried to get the exact amount of times he was jailed, and it was very much so unclear. But anytime that he wasn't in jail, he never quit, because a lot of them couldn't speak for themselves. And this is what, let me just take a quick side note. When people are, the reason many, I think, African governments usually don't give people like basic human rights is because when people are very concerned with like finding their day-to-day hand-to-mouth feeding, they are less concerned and less inclined to go into the streets and riot over what you've done, or riot for specific rights, because it's like, will I spend my time rioting, or am I really gonna spend my time looking for the next food, looking for food for my children to eat? You understand what I'm trying to say? And I think African leaders do know what they're doing, because even by the time elections come around, etc., this is the same thing they use. They usually give people, I heard in Nigeria, this is someone, I heard this from directly from somebody, from actually like 3 Nigerians, and they were telling me how in Nigeria, politicians will actually go around during the time that they're doing their election campaigns so that they can get people to vote for them. And what they do is they give just like 1 box of Indomie, like just 1 box of Indomie to a family, and this entire mother and father would sell their vote for 1 box of Indomie. So I think when a lot of Black Americans etc sit down and talk about how, oh my god, Africans just should focus on themselves, whatever, it's like, how can we focus on here when a lot of the people are still trying to just afford basic human rights? Anyway, that was just a quick side note. Back to the video. Sunni was basically known for being a person of the people. He always fought for the people, and that was never gonna stop. No matter how many times they jailed him, no matter how many times they beat him, no matter what, he was gonna speak up for the Nigerian people. So he was the cop. Now let's talk about the robber. All this is alleged. Before I continue, before I talk about the robber, before they even come for me here, this is an alleged that he stole, because it was never confirmed. No, let me not do air quotes, but it was never confirmed. But this is like the main story that came out from the cop. So Mr. Abdullahi Adamu is going to be our robber for today, alleged robber for today. He was actually born on the 23rd of July 1946 at Nasarawa State. Bro, let me just stop. Like, I'm not gonna even try and do like I know how to do the accent. I'm just gonna report this case and go home. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna do here. But he was born in Nigeria as well. He also attended local schooling, and one thing about him, from a very young age, his own was never really to be the people's man. Like, he never signed up to be the people's man. He never tried to be the people's man. But from a very young age, he was very ambitious, and even before he got into politics, he actually put together a very wealthy amount of money. Like, he was a businessman and he excelled in everything he touched. Now, a lot of Nigerians that I have spoken to say that a lot of businessmen in Nigeria do get into politics after business, because they usually want the title, because it's like you already have the money, you now just want the power and the title, like the power that comes with the title of like being a senator or being a minister. And I'm not saying that's what he did, but he definitely didn't get into government because he had this overwhelming urge to help people, like Mr. Sunni. And he actually went to law school before he decided to get into politics. And let me say this, the most dangerous people are actually the people who know the law, because the people who know the law can finesse you like you've never been finessed. Because how are you gonna catch them? Please tell me. Getting into law school and like having an LLB in law before he went into politics can be the smartest thing ever, because he really can't be touched. Even if he does anything wrong, you can never really come for him, because it's like, did I though? Did I do anything though? No, I didn't. You guys just like to come for me because I'm a thriving black man, and y'all can't help to see a thriving black man. Y'all hate to see it, right? That's what he would probably say, like, if they ever caught him on the wrong. Now, Mr. Adamu really found his standing in politics in 1994 when he was appointed under the military dictatorship of Abacha. Now, Abacha, the military dictator, actually took power, and when he was in power is when Nigerians really did see Pepe, to say the least. If you want me to do a you know, a video on him, please let me know. But when he was in power, Nigerians really did see Pepe. He stole billions and billions from the country, to the point where even till date, a lot of the money that Abacha stole is still being recovered in like offshore Swiss accounts, etc. And no matter how many millions they recover or billions they recover, Abacha's family still remains part of the rich, like 1%ers in Nigeria. They have so much money, guys. Like, it's not even a goddamn joke. Imagine having so much money to the point where they take your money and you still have money. Like, they take a million and you're still a billionaire. They take millions and you're still a millionaire. Like, do you see how this world is different? There's people who are living different lives, but oh well. More life to them, I guess. I can't really say anything, but anyway. He was appointed under the government of Abacha, and being a military dictator, Abacha only appointed people that he thought were loyal to him and he thought would, you know, do his bidding, so to speak. So the fact that he was appointed under Abacha really goes to tell me something about him. It really just kind of rattles my bones a bit, because it's like, it's kind of making me uncomfortable that it was during a military dictator's time that you really found your calling. That's when they really said, yeah, that's the guy. And during that time, only the worst of the worst people were appointed to government and people who helped keep this dictator in. So his like being put in power only during Abacha's time furthermore goes to solidify him as the robber or the villain character in this, because if you're being appointed by a bad man and who only appoints bad men, do you not think that person may be a bad man? I'm just saying. Like, I'm not saying he is. I'm just saying, like, inferring from the facts of this case, that's what I think. I'm not telling you to think that, but that's what I think. It's just not a good look, sir. It's not a good look, Mr. Adamu. It's not a goddamn good look. Adamu really thrived under the dictatorship, and when the dictatorship ended in 1997, he continued to rise because the people who were in the dictatorship didn't Atisijui get out of power as soon as Abacha left power. They were still there and they were all still friends. And so Adamu really didn't find it hard to continue to gain power and continue to gain relevancy. He headed multiple political organizations, and in 1999 he was actually elected the governor of Nasarawa state, which is where he was born and he grew up, etc, etc. And he was actually appointed a governmentorship. And yeah, his bad behavior just kept on getting rewarded. No matter what, he kept on soaring up and higher and higher and higher and higher because of his connections. Even when he was in government, no matter what he did, even if rumors came out that he did something wrong, etc., he was constantly protected. And that is what leads us to the case of today. Somebody tried to protect him and it no end well for him. It didn't go according to plan, and he was finally caught for some time. And then, you know, corruption. Now Adamu was actually re-elected again to become the governor of Nasarawa state, but the problem was the second time he finished. Fucking hell. And after the second term, I'm so sorry if you guys can hear like noise outside, but after the second term, Mr. Adamu decided, you know what, he wants to take a break from politics, and he actually went off the grid for some time. All he did was like head his various political parties, but he wasn't really into politics like that. It wasn't until 2009 when he actually came out and announced to the general public that he's gonna be running for presidency, not presidency, child. He was gonna be running for a senatorship in 2011, that all this kind of wahala burst. Now what happens in politics when usually someone comes out and says, you know what, I want to run for a position of power, people really scrutinize every single thing about you. Like, if you know one thing about politics, and if you have dirt, they will find it. I promise you that. If you have dirt, they will find it. And the thing is, Mr. Adamu had a stupid amount of dirt. So as he announced this, very quickly he was actually arrested by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission for Nigeria for embezzling, allegedly embezzling 100 million naira. And when he was arrested, it was said that, you know what, no, it can't be true. It's not the truth. It's not the truth. He was arrested, and quickly they actually took the charges away, but not on Mr. Shehu Sunni's watch. Mr. Shehu Sunni came out and said, no. Something is not something in here. And Mr. Shehu Sunni went and did some investigations of his own. And when he did these investigations, he came across one of Mr. Adamu's friends that was telling him a very funny tale, a very funny sounding tale. There was 70 million naira that Mr. Adamu was actually supposed to hand over. However, as he was about to hand it over to the next, you know, because now he left office, whatever. But as he was about to hand it over, allegedly, the money where it was, the money was stolen by a monkey. Yeah. A monkey came and said, give me that shit! Give me all that shit! And apparently he was actually saying this as a very serious thing, because apparently monkeys and animals like stealing money in Nigeria is not something that's very common, like very unheard of. Apparently earlier, before this case actually took place, a sales clerk was actually fired from her job for stealing, I think, a sum of $194,000. But she said she was accused of theft, but what she said was that she didn't steal the money. No, no, no. You have it all wrong, dear. What had happened was a snake. Yeah, I know you guys are at your houses thinking, no. A snake came into the building and stole. Yeah, a snake came into the building and stole the monies. She says she saw the snake and she was in such shock. She didn't know what to do with herself. She said, oh my god, na snake be that. So she actually, when she was arrested, she said she doesn't have anything more to say. So she's told her truth, and her truth is that a snake stole the money, and she didn't understand why she was being hounded here by these people when a snake is on the loose with money. Like, what are you people doing here interrogating me when a snake has run away with the cash? And that's the same thing Mr. Adamu was saying. Mr. Adamu was wondering, why are these people asking me questions when they know the answer? I've told you people, a monkey came and carried it. Well, he didn't say it, his friend said it, but in his defense. But he was like, yeah, that's actually what happened. I never stole that money. He said he would never steal government funds. How dare they even dare to accuse him? He's been asked several times to actually comment on the story, and he has said every single time he's been asked that he has no comment. Now, since then, people have tried to find this monkey. They've said if they find, obviously me, if I find that monkey, shame for you guys, because me, I'm so sorry, but I've made it in this life. I've basically made it in this life. If I find that monkey like this, like that, I've dropped out. Like this, like that. If I find a monkey with a stomach not a stomach. If I find a monkey with an entire 70 million naira, do you know how much? That's 160 something thousand dollars. Dollars. I'm gone. I'm so gone. I'm so sorry. You're never hearing of me again. Anyway, Mr. Adamu obviously has denied this, as I said. He has said that's the true story, and I don't know. According to some people, actually believe him. Some people actually believe him. They believe that a monkey did actually in fact show up and did actually in fact steal this money, because like I said, in Nigeria it's not something that's so unheard of that a monkey will come somewhere and take this money and you guys will have nothing to say about it, because you can do nothing more than a fat dead rat. But me personally, what do I think? I want to do more research about like this whole juju kind of theft. And apparently juju in Nigeria is so prominent that there's even like in their own law, there's sections and shit for juju, like for juju magic. Like if someone commits a crime against you using juju, you can get them back. You can get them back. You'll be like, I'll see you in court, and you'll go and present evidence of being judged. And I served what I came to serve. Anyway guys, thank you so much for tuning into this video. I hope you like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. And I really hope to be able to see you in another one. And I will see you guys next time. Bye!